companies are desperately trying to outrun Facebook in the race to privacy. Take Venmo. So I got this. Venmo's a digital wallet app that lets you make and share instant payments with friends, family, or vendors. Last night, I got an email sent to my phone, and it's an email from Venmo. Now, the rest of my staff who use it and use the app got it too, because we were talking about it in the meeting today. And it says Venmo is making changes to the Venmo privacy policy, and that, quote, these changes will become effective tomorrow for all users. Seems like a bit of a rush, but we should tell you Venmo is owned by PayPal. That is a NASDAQ-traded stock, so if you own PayPal, you definitely have some type of stake in this. PayPal down 1 2/3%. But here's the thing. I actually read it. Normally, I don't read anything, but I actually read it. This Venmo thing doesn't promise much at all. It mentions that it uses cookies and does share certain data. And then the cherry on top, it doesn't offer any box to check out or opt out of anything. It just says we are clarifying our data policy. So as companies rush to try and fix their policies to avoid a Facebook fiasco, many are going straight to my next guest, the former chief legal counsel for Google Europe, who has now started a new company that helps them plug the confidentiality cracks. Privacy Compliance Hub co-founder Nigel Jones joining us live from London. Nigel, let's put Venmo aside for a second. What's your world been like since the Facebook leak broke on March 29th? I guess the real story there, 16th to the 29th.
It's been fun. Yeah, it's been busy and it's been fun.
Fun. Well, fun not for the companies, I'm sure, but they're desperate to figure out how to sort of duck and cover from the Facebook situation and make sure they're in compliance. We really don't know how 50 million users' data from Facebook got into the hands of Cambridge Analytica, but whether Facebook sold or gave it to these outfits or leaked it. Define the biggest hole you think, from what you can see, Facebook did not fill.
Well, I think they didn't explain to their users what they were doing. I mean, if they'd said to a user, what's going to happen is you're going to play this personality quiz. Your personal data is then going to go to a company you've never heard of, who's then going to share it with another company you've never heard of, who's going to use that data for the purpose of targeting you with advertising to try and get you to change your mind at this election, then the users would have been freaked out by that. But the users didn't know, and so that was the hole. Nobody understood what Facebook was doing. They didn't understand what these developers were doing, and they didn't understand that Facebook were letting these developers have the data in the first place.
I'm getting enraged not because I put a lot of stuff out there on Facebook. Our show has a page, facebook.com/Liz Klayman, but the problem becomes not that people blithely threw out a bunch of stuff of who they're dating, who they're married to, where they've been, where they vacation, but that it somehow ended up in the hands of an outfit or other outfits that shared it with political campaigns, or they were political action committee people. Explain to us what the rest of Silicon Valley needs to do right now to close these holes that they clearly have open.
Well, I heard what you were saying earlier about reading the privacy policy on your application. And the fact is, the companies can't fix this problem by issuing new policies. You're one of the few people that read that policy. Most people won't read the policy. And so these companies, all companies, not just Silicon Valley companies, they have to make people care about privacy. They need to make people understand what happens to their personal information. And if people start to understand what's happening to their personal information, if it's explained to them simply, then they need to allow people to say yes or no.
Nigel,
I'm
guessing...
They need to build these good privacy dashboards, which are easy to understand.
I am guessing you did not advise Venmo. You can clarify if you did, but I read this.
No.
What would you have told them? Because they explained the updates, they clarified, but as far as I could see, they did not alter anything. And when they clarified, they said, hey, we use cookies. That's the way we do it. So if you don't want that, then you're out of luck using Venmo. Quite frankly, I'm not attached to Venmo. I'm going to go to Apple Pay at this point because of what Tim Cook just said.
If you don't understand what personal information a company is collecting, you don't know what they're doing with it, you don't know who they're sharing it with, you don't know how long they're going to keep it for, and you don't know what they're going to do with it when they're finished with it, then you don't know enough about what's happening to your personal information. And if you care about it, you do have the choice, hopefully, to go somewhere where they do care about your personal information and explain it to you properly.
Yeah, I mean,
it
we
may
have
be
to,
that application do care,
we do
but
have
they
to
just
point
haven't
out
explained it to you.
That perhaps Tim Cook sees Venmo as a threat to Apple Pay. So, of course, he's saying, hey, we don't have anything to worry about. We are clear and we are tight with your data. Your company is very interesting because having been the chief legal counsel of Google Europe, you've understood what's going on. It's kind of amazing, though, as I understand it, Europe is ahead of us. So you've probably been very busy with this general data privacy requirement that is required of all Eurozone countries or European Union countries. Is that correct? And they have to comply by May. What is what you do? Do you have a checklist for these companies as they get up to speed on compliance?
Yeah. I mean, it's not just European companies. So this new European law is coming in on the 25th of May, which is changing the law all across Europe, but it also applies to US companies. It applies to all US companies that are processing the personal information of European citizens. So it is applicable to the Facebooks and the Googles and the Twitters of this world, and they are taking steps to comply with this law. And so our product, the Privacy Compliance Hub, it just enables these companies, whether they're in the US or whether they're in Europe, to build, maintain, and one of the most important things is demonstrate that they're a compliant company. That's one of the changes in the European regulation, is instead of just saying that you comply with the law, now you're going to have to show that you comply with the law. And so our product enables companies to do that.
Nigel Jones, and what an interesting company. What a perfect name, Privacy Compliance Hub. Good luck to you. Thank you.